The village of Greenhaven was an idyllic place. Nestled in a valley, life was peaceful. The air was fresh, the people kind. A gentle river snaked nearby. It was a place where children played freely. A place where time seemed to stand still. One afternoon, the sky turned a menacing gray. The wind howled, whipping up the leaves into a frenzy. Rain began to fall, light at first, then with increasing ferocity. The river, usually so placid, began to swell. The elders, their faces etched with worry, had seen nothing like it. The river was rising at an alarming rate. This was no ordinary storm. This was a deluge. The river burst its banks. A torrent of water surged through the village. Homes were inundated, belongings swept away. The villagers scrambled onto rooftops, desperate to escape the rising floodwaters. Cries for help pierced the air, lost in the roar of the water. Mothers clutched their children, their eyes wide with terror. The flood was relentless, swallowing everything in its path. But even in the face of disaster, the spirit of Greenhaven refused to be broken. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing what little dry ground remained. The church, standing on slightly higher ground, became a beacon of hope. Its sturdy walls provided refuge from the deluge. Villagers, soaked and shivering, huddled inside. They shared what little food they had salvaged. They comforted each other, sharing stories of survival. The church, a symbol of faith, had become a sanctuary. The pastor, his voice calm and reassuring, offered prayers for their safety. He reminded them that even in the darkest of times, hope remained. Section 4, the Thompson family, a microcosm of courage. Among those taking refuge in the church were the Thompsons. John Thompson, a sturdy farmer, comforted his wife Mary. Their young daughter, Lily, trembled in her mother's arms. Mary, her face etched with worry, clung to the hope that their home would be spared. John, ever the pragmatist, focused on keeping his family safe. Little Lily, too young to understand the gravity of the situation, drew strength from her parents' love. The Thompsons, like their fellow villagers, faced the unknown with courage and determination. They were a microcosm of the resilience that defined Greenhaven. Section 5, a helping hand, the National Guard arrives. As darkness fell, the storm finally began to subside. The floodwaters, though still high, were receding. Exhausted but alive, the villagers emerged from their refuge. The sight that greeted them was one of utter devastation. Homes were reduced to rubble, fields were submerged, crops destroyed. The once familiar landscape was now a scene of unimaginable destruction. But even as they surveyed the wreckage, a new sound filled the air, the whirring of helicopter blades. The National Guard had arrived. Hope surged through the weary villagers. They were not alone. Section 6, rising from the ruins, the spirit of Greenhaven. The days that followed were a blur of activity. The National Guard, aided by volunteers from neighboring towns, worked tirelessly. They provided food, water, and medical aid. They helped clear debris and rebuild what was lost. The road to recovery was long and arduous, but the people of Greenhaven, their spirits unbroken, faced the challenge head-on. They drew strength from their shared experience, from the knowledge that they were not alone. The Great Flood had tested them as never before, but it had also revealed their true character, their resilience, their compassion, and their unwavering spirit. Greenhaven, once a village ravaged by flood, would rise again, stronger, more united, and more determined than ever before.